Hi, I'm John Bauer from Rack and Road. I'm going to show you a couple different tire chains that we sell and a couple different types of chains that we carry, and cover some questions that you might have about tire chains.
Alright, so the first chain John's going to go ahead and show us is our everyday chain. It's Thule XB-16, and he's going to go through the differences of why this is more recommended. Dealers typically tell us and our customers that you have to use a cable and not a tire chain. So why is that, John?
The neat thing about this chain is it's actually a cable on the inside edge, and it's a chain everywhere else. So it has the traction and the durability of a chain, but the clearance of a cable.
Right. Explain briefly why you have it here too, the difference in the chain link itself compared to traditional chains.
If the links on the chain are very small, so they're not your typical large link chain.
Great.
Okay, these are the Thule XB series chain that we talked about earlier. A couple of other neat features about this is they're actually very easy to install. You actually don't have to roll over them to put them on. You don't have to hire the chain guy up on the mountain for $40 to put it on. So you save a lot of money in that way also. So the first thing you do to put these on is you throw it behind the tire, so the opening in the bottom shows itself. Once that opening is there, then what you do is you bring the chain up and you hook it up right here on top. You don't need to reach behind the tire to hook it up. You just hook it up right here in the very front, so you're not getting your hands all dirty. Now what you do is you hook up this front link. You can see that it's starting to look a little better. I make sure it's centered on the tire, and then we hook the chain through the tensioning device. I pull it, feed it through these brackets, and then pull the chain. You're on. What you're going to want to do after you install it is you're going to want to drive maybe a couple hundred yards. Get out of the car and give it one more pull and tighten it up. The chain will center itself and it will loosen as you drive. So once you go those couple hundred yards and retighten it, you'll be good to go.
Wow, John, that was really fast, and I appreciate you showing us that. Now, other questions that we get from customers or concerns, their dealers telling them their vehicle cannot accept any type of chain or cable. So what do we have for those type of customers?
For those customers, and really the reason behind that is the suspension on the back of the tire is so close to the tire that a cable or a chain is going to make contact with that strut and could cause pretty severe damage to the car.
Okay.
So, Thule came out with the K-Summit. And what it is a chain that actually has zero intrusion on the inside edge of the tire.
Okay.
It's all done from the outside. Also, the chain runs all the way around the radius of the tire, so you get really good traction. You'll notice that most chains are like a ladder on a tire, so you'll get a lot of gaps. So your traction's not going to be as good as something like this, where there's constant chain on the ground. Also, you'll find that this is a little easier to put on than the one I just did, and the one I just did is super easy.
Exactly. That'd be kind of cool to see how easy this one is. Now, what about the large vehicles with the large rims? The SUVs, they get the 19, 20, even 21-inch rims, and the low-profile tires. How is a K-Summit going to work for something like that, and why?
The K-Summit works very well on cars like that. The main reason being is because it's hooking from the outside, and also the shape here, you don't have any problems with the chain or the mechanism contacting the rim. So you don't have that possibility of damaging the rim like you could with a chain or a cable. I do get quite a few customers that can take chains and cables, still get the K-Summit because you get better traction, and it's a lot easier to put on or take off.
That's great. Well, let's see how easy it is to take on and take off.
You want to drape the chain over the tire, hook it up all the way around. Of course, you won't be able to get the bottom on because the tire is on the ground. So you're going to just slip it on as far as you can. You're going to get this sleeve that is made to fit your lug nut. And there is quite a few different sleeves that come with the package to fit all the different lug nuts out there. So what you do is you get this sleeve, you slip it over your lug nut, you get your wrench, and you tighten the bolt literally probably a quarter to a half of a turn. That's it. Now this is on. It's not coming off. Now you grab this ratchet strap and you start ratcheting. And you'll see what happens as I tighten it. You'll see that these springs, these bars, start forcing the chain onto the tire. And you get it tight enough so this little red line shows up on the strap. That means that's kind of an indicator that you've got it tight enough. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it on the rest of the way. And again, you can't get the bottom on. So now what you're going to do is you're going to start driving, and centrifugal force is going to throw this chain onto the tire. Now, you won't need to get back out and retighten it, so it's definitely more convenient. And as you can see, it's super easy to put on, and it's also super easy to take off. So once you're done using it, you'll go ahead and release the ratchet strap. Take the wrench and give it about a half a turn, and you'll see that it just slips right off the lug nut and the chain comes right off. Now, in a real life situation, this chain will still be underneath the tire. Once you get it to this point, just drive off of them. That's it.
Wow, John, taking those chains off was a lot faster than I thought. So what are some advantages to buying at Rack & Rick?
Well, another thing that we do is when you come in, we'll look up your tire size. We'll make sure that we have a chain for you. We'll take it out and demo it on the car. We'll try it on, make sure it fits right, so that you have a better idea of how to put it on, how to take it off. We'll also double check that there isn't a clearance issue on the inside of the tire. So if there is one, then we'll have to go to a K-Summit, a zero clearance type chain. So we can figure all that stuff out when you come in.
Sounds great. Thanks so much.